Boxing Talk 100, this your boy K Smooth coming to you with another video. Welcome. If you are new, make sure, subscribe to your boy. Hit that, that button down there. And subscribe, man. Hit that subscribe button. And no further ado, let's talk about, Devin the Dream Haney. What's next for Devin the Dream Haney? After defeating Cambosos. And we already know, we don't got to go all through. We already know Devin went to, Melbourne, Australia, and got the job done, And supposedly, there is a rematch clause, but as of right now, we don't know what, Team Haney wants to do. But, let's just say if I was Team Haney, what would I do if I was Devin the Dream Haney? Would I take the rematch? I mean, yeah, it would. You definitely going to generate more money. That money is going to go in your pocket, because you got to look at it like when when he was the champion, the unified, beating Theo Lopez, he got everything going his way. He got the money. He was able to fight at his hometown, Melbourne, Australia, and I feel like just for Devin, it should be the same thing, he's fighting out of Las Vegas, but fighting in Oakland would be nice too, I wouldn't want to go back for the rematch and fight Cambosos right back in Melbourne, Australia. It doesn't make any sense. At least give Devin Haney the credit that he's deserving to be able to fight in Las Vegas or fight in Oakland. Oakland got stadiums. Let him fight out there and let him build his money up and everything. Let him fight in his backyard. I would say that, if Devin Haney was gonna be do the rematch fight in Oakland, Cambosos, he should be able to, come from Australia, whatever y'all from, and go to Oakland or, Las Vegas. It's only right, man. I don't feel like Devin Haney should be able to go into Melbourne, Australia again. You got a better chance of losing again if you take that rematch. I'm going to just keep it real with you, Devin Haney. But yeah, Devin Haney, at the end of the day, we got to still congratulate him. We got to salute him. He is the unified and undisputed champion now at 135 pounds. And, with future showdowns, we could see Gervonta Tank Davis, but, Floyd, he feels like, I don't know if he's protecting Gervonta Tank Davis, but I feel like, it ain't no running, definitely no ducking from, Gervonta Tank Davis, because we all know what he going to bring to the table. And we all know what Gervonta Tank Davis is going to do. That's one thing he going to do is bring it. He going to bring it inside that ring. I just feel like, when I listen to Floyd, he just made a recent comments or interview saying that Tank, he can be able to fight whoever he wants to. I mean, yeah, and I kind of, being on the money team and everything, they kind of do what they want to do, But it's like, Tank, he got to be able to defend himself too as a man. He can't let Floyd always talk for him, of being able to choose his fights and battles. So I say that, the fights that I want to be able to see, if we don't get Devin Haney versus Gervonta Tank Davis, then let's get Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. That would be a fantastic matchup. Shakur Stevenson, he just came off a good win too, defeating Oscar Valdez. That was a great win for Stevenson, at 135 pounds, and now possibly moving up, and like I said, maybe we can get Devin Haney, he's the undisputed champion at 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson is 130 pound undisputed champion. So, like I said, he's saying that he wants to move up to 135 pounds. Why not? And a lot of these guys like Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, even Tank, they're chasing Lomachenko. We still don't know what Lomachenko is going to do, because, we don't know what he's doing. If he's still serving out there in Ukraine or whatever he's doing, but he should be about ready to come back and, have a fight, up to date. So, it just depends on, what fights we going to see, because, yeah, truth to be told, we all want to be able to see these matchups, and, That's, it's just wishful thinking for everybody, but we got to just see, what I'm saying, if they ain't talking or negotiating or within, these contracts, signing these contracts to fight, then all we can do as the fans is talk and wish, of these future showdown fights. But, like I said, Gervonta Tank Davis, he is serious. He called out Devin. He stated, not too long ago in an interview, what I'm saying, he stated, if Devin Haney wins against Kambosos, I want to fight Devin Haney next. So that's what we waiting on. We don't know, and of course, Devin Haney, like I said, we don't know what he gonna do. He could fight the winner out of Ron Garcia and Fortuna. I'm thinking that he's gonna lean that way because Floyd, like I said, I respect Floyd and I love Floyd, within his career and him having Tank Davis on that money team. It's pretty much the same to me when I look at it. Like, I'm like I said, I'm not saying he's trying to protect Tank, but he might as well say he is. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like he don't want Tank to go in there with Devin Haney right away. With these mega fights, he feels like Tank, don't need to be taking punishment. And it's the same thing what Floyd went through. He said, he could tell you real fast, I'll retire without taking any punishment. So you got to understand, a guy like Devin Haney, ain't no joke. You going there with Devin Haney and thinking that you going to beat him, with ease and shit, Tank going to have a long day, you know what I'm saying? One thing about Tank Davis, he is a puncher, don't get me wrong. But when I match up the two, Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney has the better skills in boxing, a real actual true boxer. But don't get me wrong, Tank does too. They both, as little kids, grew up in the boxing ring. Being 10, 11, 12, whatever how old they were, growing up in their hoods. Tank being from Baltimore and Devin being from Oakland. So it's embedded in them, what I'm saying? It's in them to be, actual true boxers and not like these exhibition boxers. People that's trying to make a name for themselves like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, bullshitters like that. But I respect them, what I'm saying? They go, they fighting in the gloves, what I'm saying? They trying to make names for themselves and they actually doing good, a couple of fights here and there, they making their way up to actual true boxers, what I'm saying? Not just fighting for the money. They only getting better is what I'm saying, Jake Paul and Logan Paul. But yeah, Devin Haney, like I said, we just waiting to see who he gonna fight because, like I said, it could be Shakur. Like Floyd said, they both, under Top Rank or whatever they under, what I'm saying? They both in the same shit. So he feels like they both could be able to make the fight first before, actually making the Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Floyd feels like, what I'm saying, Devin Haney should fight Shakur Stevenson. I mean, and it is what it is. Floyd saying that, leave Tank alone. What I'm saying? Don't worry about Tank and what he's doing. I mean, comment at the bottom. Y'all let me think, what y'all think about Floyd and what he's saying about Tank. Do y'all want to see Tank not fight, Devin Haney? Do y'all not want to see Tank, fight Shakur Stevenson? Because it's looking to be that way, man. I feel like Floyd and Tank, what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Tank saying that, he's his own man and shit. And, but at the end of the day, they listen to Floyd still, whatever Floyd say, Tank still got to be able to listen to whatever, whatever type of rules, being under Floyd and the money team. So, it's all about, getting to the table and trying to see who they gonna fight next. But I feel like Tank, like I said, he could fight, Lomachenko, what I'm saying? Because fights got to be made at the end of the day. If Devin was to come back and secure his fight, not saying if it's Tank or, Lomachenko, then who he's gonna fight? He's gonna have to wait on somebody. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's plenty of fighters out there. There's plenty of fighters out there. What I'm saying? Waiting on Ron Garcia versus Fortuna. Devin can take that fight. If he don't, like I said, if he don't want to fight, I'm not saying he don't want to fight Tank. It's Tank. We waiting on Tank to see what Tank gonna do at the end of the day. But if it seems like Floyd don't want that fight, this is where we have a problem at. Boxing Talk 100. This is where we have a problem at because we don't know for sure what Tank is gonna do. But like I said, they want Lomachenko because even though Lomachenko, he had the belts, being undisputed at one point, and Theo, taking his belts, and then he became undisputed, and then, Theo lost against Kambosa. I mean, the belts has been fumbling, but luckily we have Devin Haney. I hope it don't be the same to where if the fight with Tank does happen, then Tank gonna become the new undisputed, champion at 135 pounds. But we gotta see, man, being Devin, being able to go to Melbourne, Australia, and upset somebody in their hometown, man, that's huge, man. You ain't got no choice but to highly respect somebody for going over there and getting the job done. You know what I'm saying? And becoming the new, undisputed. You got a guy that beat the guy that that was the man, and becoming the man, by beating the man. So this is what we talking about with Devin Haney, man. Salute to him, man. Nothing but respect and highly respect for Devin Haney, the dream, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's just up to Floyd and Tank. I believe Tank wants that fight, you know what I'm saying? I believe he wants that fight. Tank is like 25, 26 wins he's 28 wins with 25 or 26 KOs. That's pretty damn good. And then you got Devin Haney, he's like 27 wins or something like that with 13, 14 knockouts. Hey, that's excellent with no losses. That's pretty good, man. We got to make these fights happen. And then you got Shakur Stevenson, he's on the way, you know what I'm saying? I salute Shakur because he took care of business at 135-pound division, becoming undisputed, So I don't see nobody beating him at 135 pounds, and my opinion, I think Shakur, he should just go ahead and vacate all them belts at 130, you know what I'm saying? Because you've proven that you became undisputed at 130. You have nothing else to prove, you know what I'm saying? So why not just move up at 135? You know what I'm saying? That's where all the competition is. You know what I'm saying? All the competition. And we got new fighters, you know what I'm saying? We got a whole lot of new fighters, you know what I'm saying, coming up, and trying to make names for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Which is okay, it is what it is, it's part of boxing. But yeah, Devin Haney, man, we gonna see what's next, man. Tank, now don't get me wrong, I gotta pick one, the fans want to be able to know who I'm gonna go for. Of course, I'm gonna stick with Devin the Dream Haney over Tank. But right now, like I said, that fight is a close fight. We all know about Tank. Tank ain't just no regular dude that you just gonna beat and knock out and get him out of there quickly. He ain't no goddamn punching bag. He's the one that gonna do the damage. And Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? Them the three top, at 135 pounds that I truly respect. Plain and simple. But like I said, man, Devin, I feel like he's ready. He got all the belts at 135 pounds, being unified champion. It's going to be hard to beat Devin Haney. That's why I kind of believe Floyd ain't going to want to take that fight. He wants Tank to be able to still take these easy fights, you know what I'm saying? Just the same as what Floyd did in his career. Being able to not take a lot of punishment in the sport of boxing. He don't want that to be, right away for, Tank Davis. He want him to go a different route, you know what I'm saying? And that's what y'all have to understand as being boxing fans, really being able to, sit back and see, what's really going on, and that's how I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it like, goddamn, well, if we ain't gonna get Tank, versus Devin, I feel like it's a lot of excuses right now. Because y'all got to understand, why would Floyd be saying, Tank can do whatever he wants? In that case, you should be like, yeah, like, Tank and Devin, they going to fight and, we going to try to take all these belts from Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? And Tank could possibly become the new, unified champion at 135 pounds. But it just seems like in my heart that it's not following that way or going that way, leading up to it. So, like I said, Devin Haney and Team Haney, and his dad, Bill, and all them, they gonna have to move on, because don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, being a boxer, you want to be able to not be able to say that, oh, nobody can beat me, or being able to just, make the exciting of talking, interesting. Because everybody in boxing gonna talk their shit. That's just what it is. It's gonna generate money, Your favorite fans is gonna be able to buy these, these fights or whatever it's gonna generate. It's all about, the excitement, the business part of it, yeah, and that's just what it is. So, entertainment, that's it's business, it's business. So yeah, man, yeah, like, there's a lot of fighters, coming up, like I said, there's a lot of we still got Errol Spence and Crawford to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know when that's gonna happen, but supposedly, you know what I'm saying, they into negotiations. This gonna be one hell of a fight. I feel like, this gonna be the biggest fight, you know what I'm saying, in the history of boxing. Because, once upon a time, we know, Floyd, he done broke them numbers with Pacquiao and, some of them fights with Oscar De La Hoya and Conor McGregor and, breaking numbers, man, world breaking numbers for the fans, man. But like I said, man, I don't think it, like I said, Spence and Crawford is going to be different because everybody was expecting this fight to happen, we didn't think it could be this sooner because, like I said, we ain't talked. They saying that the fight is gonna be this year, of 2022, which is fine. We ain't gotta wait for 2023 or 2024, no bullshit like that. And it's simple, man. Let's make this fight happen. And I gotta break it down. Bud, man, what can I say about Bud? I'm not gonna be biased either. For my boxing fans, for anybody else that's listening to me and my page, man, I'm not gonna be biased. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this: I am from Texas, so of course, you know what I'm saying. If it was you, and that's just like saying if you was from Omaha, you know what I'm saying, who would you go for? Let's be honest, you would go for Terrence Crawford. So like I said, I'm not going to be biased and I'm not going to put Terrence Crawford in the ground, but I am going for Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? And my only reasons why I'm going for Errol Spence, is because he has majority of the belts. Let's talk about it. Terrence Crawford, he has the WBO belt, you know what I'm saying? And Errol Spence has the WBA, WBC, and IBF championship belts. So he had three out of those 4 belts. And so he wants that, that belt that Terrence Crawford has. And we going to see, man. Like I said, we going to see what's really going on. Is it going to be in Dallas? We don't know. Is it going to be in Las Vegas? Either way it goes, it's going to generate, and it's going to sell out. Either, whether it's in Texas or Las Vegas. But if I was Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying, I would make all the rules. Just saying, I'm I got majority of the belts and I hold the WBC title belt. That's the main belt if you want to really keep it real. But like I said, Terrence Crawford, he has, a chance to be able to capture all the belts and finally seeing who could be just that number 1 unified champion at 147-pound division. But like I said, man, with the matchups, and we have to break it down, Terrence Crawford, from what all he have achieved, what I'm saying, coming from 135 pounds to 135 to 140, being able to dominate in all them, what I'm saying, weight classes. You can't do nothing but respect Terrence Crawford for that. But 147-pound division is different. We got a motherfucker that's running in his Errol Spence. And this what the people gotta understand, man. It's not about, what you have accomplished, and it's we talking about right now. Yeah, we can say what Bud on did and what he on did from this and that, being able to unify in multiple divisions. But like I said, we talking about 147-pound division. We respect Crawford. Yeah, we definitely respect Crawford. Don't get me wrong. And Crawford ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like Spence, man, breaking this fight down, I think he's gonna be a little bit more bigger. They saying he's a he's a big welterweight, but he could possibly, move up, to middleweight sooner or later. He'll be able to move up to middleweight or 154 before Bud does, definitely. He'll be able to move up, the weight class 154 to middleweight sooner, than Crawford. Terrence Crawford. But like I said, Spence, he's gonna be the more bigger welterweight when this fight does happen. And I believe, he's gonna break down Terrence Crawford. I believe, Terrence Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a big puncher, but we talk about a brand new ball game. You know what I'm saying? We talking about a champion versus a champion. We ain't talking about no Danny Garcia or no Sean Porter and or none of them other low class 147-pound fighters. Not even Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, he was once a unified champion too, but with the elbow surgery and shit, it kind of made him go down. And it kind of made him, feel like he was searching for, a fight to be able to compete for a championship type of caliber match. But it never did happen for Keith Thurman. So, like right now, Keith Thurman, he's in bad situations. He going to have to come back and get up on his feet. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. He only has one loss, against Manny Pacquiao. But like I said, you had to vacate and give up your belts. That puts you way at the bottom to be able to come back up. You got past who did Keith Thurman just fight? He got past Mario Barrios, which was a good win. Mario Barrios wasn't anything special. It just that was the best available fight. Being available for Keith Thurman. But I feel like Keith Thurman, that ain't no competition. And don't get me wrong, Keith Thurman had plenty of chances to be able to fight, Errol Spence, But I feel like Keith Thurman was ducking Errol Spence. You had a chance to fight Terrence Crawford. You wasted time then. You was ducking Terrence Crawford. Then all of a sudden, when these two clashing now, you don't have no opportunity but to say, oh, I want to fight Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. And, that's what it's all about. But Keith Thurman, you ain't did nothing but fool yourself at the end of the day. Now look at the position that you in. Now you ain't got no choice but to go through Boots Ennis. And that fight right there, you not going to beat Boots Ennis. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You not going to beat Boots Ennis. Virgil Ortiz, that would be a good matchup for you, Keith Thurman. This would really test your skills and see where you really at in that division at 147 pounds. But like I said, I feel like the only people that Keith Thurman can beat is the only ones that he beat already, which was Sean. You beat Sean, you beat Danny Garcia, you beat all the low class fighters. The ex champions. That don't really mean shit now. Look at Sean Porter. He don't retire. He ain't fighting no more. After he got his ass whooped by Spence retired him. Send his ass right on into retirement. And, and I don't blame Sean Porter, If you can't beat him, retire. That was the main thing, to be able to see where you at in division. Testing your skills at 147-pound division. But I do respect Sean Porter because he was, once a 147-pound champion. He had the WBC title belt. You were a unified champion at one point. But you let motherfucking Errol Spence beat you. Now Errol Spence got all the belts. It's going to be hard to beat Errol Spence. It comes down to two, Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, Bud Crawford. But like I said, it's just my opinion. I favor Errol Spence just a little bit, and like I said, Terrence, he's a great puncher, counter puncher. He's going to be able to break you down, I feel like that's his best attributes of in boxing is being one of the best counter punchers. If you fuck up, he gonna make you pay. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford. If you fuck up, he gonna make you pay a huge price. And he can end it early. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about Errol Spence Jr. now. This ain't no motherfucking, you know, fighters that in Dongo and all these fighters that you face. We talking about a big ass 147-pound champion now. You know what I'm saying? That got majority of the belts. And like I said, I believe, you know, Errol Spence, he's gonna be the better, you know, body puncher. I believe that's how he's going to get Terrence Crawford. He's going to break him down to the body. It's going to be too much for Terrence. Yeah, they're going to land. Don't be surprised if you see one of them even fall, you know, to the mat and get up. It might even be Errol Spence. We don't even know, you know. Terrence Crawford, he has that ability to go in there and being able to be a big puncher and knock down Errol Spence. It can happen. And the same as for Errol Spence. He can do the same thing to, you know, Terrence Crawford. That's why it's you know, this fight is gonna be a huge fight, and you know, when it happens, man, it's gonna be so many people to be able to tune in, and this fight gonna break this fight gonna break records. It's gonna break, man, records. The money, millions, is gonna be so much, many millions, and man, you know, people finna get paid, man. But like I say, I feel like, you know, Bud, he can't go on there playing with Errol Spence. You know, all that shit, you know, you getting hit and you sticking out your tongue and all that shit. Just box. If you want to be able to beat, you know, Errol Spence, you're going to have to just box. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to put on no fronts with the faces and all that shit, you know, because Errol Spence, he gonna come right in there and he ain't gonna be playing. It's gonna be straight business. No playing in the ring, no ton and none of that shit. I feel like, you know, Bud, he's gonna ton a little bit, you know, sticking out his tongue and all that shit.